Welcome to Half-Baked. This series is all about documenting the never-ending pursuit of goals in life and business, really based around the fact that we never really reach the finish line because our goals and ambitions are always changing, so everything always feels half-baked. What you can expect in this week's video, I'm going to take you through my week, little bits of each day. We're going to be talking to manufacturers for one of our businesses, designers, sourcing manufacturers for a different business. I think that'll probably be at the screen printer this week to work on a sample. We've got client calls, intro calls, a lot going on this week. So I thought it would be a really good opportunity to do more of a full week view. Before I get into the week, today is Sunday, I wanted to share something I've been thinking about over this weekend, and it's based around the content of this series because I keep getting in my head about how, every episode, you're just seeing me in my home, in my apartment, and I keep considering, should I wait and pick the series back up when I'm out and about more, when I'm traveling more and things like that. But if you have watched like any of Daniel Dalen's videos or some other creators, you'll know that they talk a lot about the time period that they were just like locked in. They shut themselves away and worked very, very hard to build what they have now. And that is the phase that I'm in right now. My partner and I are running a business, launching 2 others, and we spent the last half of 2024 traveling a lot. And coming into this year, we knew that we needed to not plan any trips and really just like lock in and focus on our routines, staying home and getting work done. So after thinking about it, I remembered that that's really what I wanted to show whenever I was starting the series, is not, here's the end result of all of that work, but here's that work being done, and kind of share what I'm experiencing throughout that. Even though some weeks it does feel crazy because I'm just going to the gym and working at home, and that's about all that's going on. So don't expect any wild things in my videos. I'm not gonna be flying first class to Bali anytime soon because that's just not the phase that I'm in. But I just wanted to share because I think that whenever you're making content, it's easy to get caught up in like the comparison game and like worrying about what people want to see and what they find valuable. But you just always got to remember, like, it's about what you want to create and what you want to put out there. And in my case, it's especially about like what I wanted to see from other people, which was the act of actually like building things from scratch and not just the celebration of work that happens after it's off the ground. All right, so it is Monday, just past noon now, so I'm about to go to the gym, but I usually spend my Monday mornings working on emails and any communication to get the week set. So typically if I'm working over the weekend, which I usually am, I schedule emails for early Monday morning so that whenever clients get online or whoever I am talking to, whenever they get on, they can have the information they need immediately, which means that then those responses start rolling in. So I typically just make sure that there are no like loose ends, no one's waiting on me to get back to them, and then just making sure everything is squared away for the day and for the week. So on the calendar for today, again, about to go to the gym for a bit, and then I need to meet with a potential manufacturer this afternoon in about 2 hours-ish. Just a quick like intro call to talk about like their processes and what we need, and if they're able to help us with what we need. And then a lot of work for a client who has a campaign launching soon. I need to get their creative built out into the campaigns, which can take a bit of time, especially considering like all of the tracking information and things like that. So I'm gonna block some time this afternoon to do that. And then working on some updates to products. So one of our products needs some adjustments to the branding on product. So we need to look at the design file, get with our designer and make sure all of that is squared away. And then another one is for more product development and refining it. But that's what the day is looking like. What's up? Today's Tuesday. I haven't recorded a whole lot today yet, but I did record a bit at the gym. But it's about 1 p.m. right now. I got up, had breakfast, got some work done. We had to drop a sample off at our screen printer, talk to him a bit about the project we have coming up for Warren, and make sure like they're all set on what they need. We're printing on a sample tee to make sure like we have the sizing right for the illustrations and everything, so that when the bulk order of shirts comes in, we're good to go. This afternoon is very busy. I need to build out a couple of large campaigns on Meta for a client, and then I also have an appointment this afternoon, so I'm gonna work for like an hour and a half, do the appointment, come back, try to knock the rest of it out. And I have a list of other to-dos that I have a feeling I won't get to touch until this evening. So we'll see how the day goes, but it's beautiful outside, like sunny and in the 60s, which is unreal for February. It was just like, in the single digits for quite a while. So definitely thankful for that. And it's definitely helping get rid of some seasonal depression. So. Just got done building all of the campaigns for the day. It is such a tedious task if you aren't familiar with ad building, but especially when you're messing with a lot of different assets, it just takes a lot of attention to detail. And that's one of the biggest things that I pay attention to, like in my agency, is that attention to detail and providing very intentional and hands-on services. So it's a good thing, but then it also means a lot of time spent doing things like building ads. So finish that up. It's almost 6 p.m. now. I'm gonna go enjoy the fake spring that we're having right now, and go for a walk and get out a bit, and then probably come back and do some work on our businesses. I kind of segment things in my mind where I have a bucket that's client work and things that are really like in service of other people, because I have my hands in a lot of client projects, but also just a lot of projects in general where I'm supporting or helping other people. And then the other bucket is our businesses and things that just like directly impact us and like the progress in launching those businesses or building them. So that's what this evening's gonna be. Sometimes if I'm on my computer for too long, my eyes get a little twitchy, so I'm probably gonna have to put my red light glasses on soon, but hopefully it won't be too late of an evening. I know that a lot of people that I watch on YouTube work very late evenings, and I do a lot, but I really try to set a good cutoff point if I can. Sometimes the work just doesn't allow it, but just give myself like the time to decompress and get really good rest. Sleep is so important so that I don't mess up tomorrow by staying up too late today and not doing my best work because it's, the middle of the night. So that's where I'm at now. Probably record a little bit more this evening, but yeah, excited for tomorrow. I have a couple of really exciting calls. They're really like intro calls. One is for a big creator talking about social analytics and how I could maybe help him. And then another is an intro call with a potential client for Lowtide. So that's exciting. I'm gonna probably check in on my prep for those this evening and then kind of suss out what I need to do tomorrow as far as my to-dos. What's up? So today is Wednesday. It's almost noon now. I just got off my first call of the day. I have another one in about 10 minutes. But after that, I need to work on a couple of decks, on some strategy, some follow-up, things like that. But I wanted to take a minute to talk about the first call that I had. So it was an intro call with a creator. He's a pretty big creator. I would say that a lot of people who might be watching this have seen his content, but we were talking about how I can help him with his social analytics and understanding his data, using it to inform his strategy and, push his accounts to grow more. And so it was a really, really great conversation, really beneficial for both of us, I think, to connect. And I think that we'll probably start working together very soon once we iron out the details. But it made me think about the impact of pitching yourself. And I might have talked about this a bit before because I pitch myself relatively often and it has really helped my career grow and my network grow. But I think it's important to consider how and when you should pitch yourself. So I don't think it's good to broadly say that you should pitch yourself as often as possible, whenever possible, things like that, because you really have to have the perfect environment for that pitch to go well. So I've pitched myself in the past and it hasn't turned out, it hasn't turned into an opportunity, they weren't interested, things like that. And sometimes I'm pitching myself for a specific opportunity, or I'm pitching myself for just like broadly wanting to work with someone or, get on a call and things like that. But I've done it and it hasn't worked out. And the reason why was because even though I thought I was ready to do that, I was ready for that opportunity, I actually wasn't. I wasn't knowledgeable enough or skilled enough or really energetically ready for it. You really have to be in a place where you can match that other person's energy and be at their level in a sense in order for it to go well. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't kind of try to reach and shoot higher, reach out to people that inspire you and that you look up to. You should absolutely do that, but you just have to be ready for it. So this was a situation where he kind of put a call out on his Instagram about needing someone that could dig into his data in a more scientific way. And I had interacted with his content a few times. We had DM'd a couple of times. And so I had a bit of a baseline already. I had laid the groundwork for this relationship. So I saw this and I was like, I absolutely need to go for it. This is what I do. I love data. I'm very good at data. And this is someone that I respect and would love to work with. So I immediately DM'd him just saying like a very, very brief like sentence of like what I'm able to do, which is, finding the insights within data to inform strategic decisions and things like that. I didn't make it so corporate sounding, but it was simply that, just saying like I would love to share more. And he responded with his email address. So then that was the door opening for me to provide a more thorough pitch. So I have a structure that I use for any email pitch that I use now, and it has worked 100% of the time. So I sent this email and I explained a bit about myself. I always drop all of my proficiencies from my, like literally directly from my resume at the bottom of the email, just to kind of show how much value I can provide. I don't really know if that has an impact on people's, interest, but I do it just to provide some backing to what I'm saying. So I tell a bit about myself, and then I talk about how we could work together and how I could support whatever they're needing to do. And then I just keep it simple. I don't, go too in deep. I try to really just hit home on what it is that they're needing. So that email led to us setting up a call, which led to us having that call today. And I think that this could be a situation where I get to share a lot more about what we're doing together. I think he might share what we're doing together. So I'll keep it at that. But it's just important to note that whenever you are throwing your name out there, whenever you're pitching yourself to people, you want to make sure that you are thinking through what you're saying, that you're really considering, like, am I a person that could be the best person for this job? Am I that person? If you're not, you could still consider pitching to them, but sometimes patience is everything, and allowing yourself to be ready and gain the skills, gain the experience is everything, because then it'll open up many more doors in the future. But what you do from there is you look at the opportunities for optimization along that journey. So by optimizing, then we can lower your cost for a customer to acquire one. You can lower your cost for running the ads, even the cost per click, if you can understand what type of content is resonating the most with them and is getting the best performance, the most efficient performance. So I like to view it as finding the efficiencies and learning how to scale them, but then finding the inefficiencies and using the other information, building context to make those adjustments. All right, so it's Thursday now, almost noon. I worked pretty late last night on some proposals and just some different things that I needed to wrap up from yesterday. And then today, I haven't done much work so far because I was literally on my computer until midnight, but getting into it now, I need to do some looms. If you don't use Loom, it is one of the best tools for working in an asynchronous way. I love it, especially when I can send a Loom instead of having to set a call for potential clients and things like that. I don't use it with sales necessarily, but just communicating information. Or if I send a deck, I'll send a Loom of me going over it. So I need to do that, send some emails, check in with some of our contracted designers and things for our businesses, and then work on a deck, and that'll probably take most of my time today. At some point I need to go to the gym too, but that's what I've got going on. It's been a really busy week so far, so today is just kind of a heads down and focused day, and then tomorrow I think that we might have a friend over who's also one of our designers that we're working with for projects, so that's where we're at. I'll probably have more to say later today, but it's all that's on my mind right now.